As a Mandarin teacher and a language learner myself, I totally understand how frustrating it can be when spending so much time memorizing words, but they just don't stick. In this episode, I'll share with you the STAR method. These tips are proven by research and supported by my own teaching and learning experience. While I'll use Mandarin examples, the STAR method is effective for any language you're working on. So let's shine with the STAR together. They call it learning, we say it's fun. Welcome to Fun Mandarin 玩中文。大家好, I'm Brian. The STAR method starts with the S for spider diagram. As its name suggests, a spider diagram looks like a spider's web. Here's how it works. Write a keyword or topic in the middle of your page. From there, draw lines out to other words, phrases, and even short sentences that connect to it. For example, let's create a spider diagram with the topic color. Write 颜色 in the center. Then, draw lines out to colors you know, such as 红色, 黑色, 白色, and 绿色. You can also expand around 红色 with related terms like 网红 and 红色炸弹. For 网红, you might write the Chinese definition, 在网上有名的人. Or use it in a sentence like, 弟弟长大想做网红. By grouping and connecting words in meaningful ways, you will build a stronger connection with them. They are no longer just isolated words from dictionary, making them easier to remember. That's also why I always share example dialogues or sentences when introducing new vocabulary and expressions, rather than just providing definitions. Want more examples? Check out our Beyond Words series for more dialogues and practice. The second tip, T, stands for tasks. This means we should actively engage in real-life situations and practical context to use new words and make them stick. But what kinds of tasks can we do? How about teaching others? Teaching new words to someone else is a fun way to test ourselves. For example, even if your friends aren't into Mandarin, using a phrase like 有你真好 to show appreciation can be a nice touch and a great way to practice. Who knows, you might even inspire your friends to join you in learning Mandarin. Feeling a bit shy? No worries. You could keep a journal, write a short story, leave comments online using your new vocabulary. How about setting yourself a fun challenge, such as create a weekly plan or shopping list in Mandarin and use it to complete your tasks. Another cool idea you must try is the word treasure hunt. For example, if you're learning food-related expressions, look at food packages, labels, commercials, or product descriptions on websites. See how many of words you can spot. We might even discover new relevant words along the way to enrich our vocabulary. These tasks are personal and relatable, giving us a reason to use the words we've picked up. We all know the saying, if you don't use it, you lose it. It might sound cliche, but it's absolutely true. So pick one of these tasks and start today. Next up, A in STAR stands for association. If you treat words like a boring list from textbooks, you'll find it harder to remember them. Instead, try linking words by their sound or meaning to something familiar. You can even connect them to a person you know or create a quirky, funny short story. Trust me, these creative associations will help the words stick in your memory longer. Let's use colors as an example. for 白色, which sounds like bye, sir. You can remember as say goodbye to Mr. White. Likewise, 黑色 sounds like hey, sir, so you might think of it as hey, Mr. Black. This way, you not only remember the pronunciation, but also connect it to its meaning. Last but not least is R, which stands for routine. Any language journey is a marathon, not a sprint. Instead of cramming words for hours in one go, research shows that short, frequent revision sessions are far more effective. For example, you might set up a routine where you review words for 5 minutes every morning after breakfast. Stick to this routine and the words will stick with you. If you can keep up with your routine, add in spaced repetition. This technique is like giving your brain regular check-ins with the words. The idea is to review a set of words at gradually increasing intervals. So you will review one set of words today, then again in a few days, then a week, and so on. This helps your brain lock in the information for a long term. Combine this with the previous tip, T, for tasks, and you've got a winning strategy. For example, set a challenge like keeping a daily journal at 8 p.m. where you use 6 new words related to 人 from our Chinese Radical Ultimate Guide. Then use this set of words in your journal the next day and gradually increase the intervals between reviews, such as 4 days, 1 week, and then 2 weeks. As you build this routine, you'll be amazed at how much more you remember, even if you spend less overall time reviewing. You can then apply this technique to review new sets of words. So that's all about our STAR method. Why not give it a shot from now? I believe you'll shine with it. And if you're curious about using radicals to build Chinese characters, don't miss the 3rd episode of our Crack Chinese Characters series. You'll also find a link in the video description to sign up for our newsletter and download our free ebook. 谢谢收看 Fun Mandarin 玩中文，我们下次见。